Hooray! Woo! It's me, you lucky ducks. Good evening. Hello, hello. That should be suitably deafening for all of you people out there who are hard of hearing and constantly complain that it's not loud enough. My life is difficult. It really is. I don't know how I cope, to be honest with you. It's a miracle. Aloha, good evening. Hello, hello. You have some building to do. Hello. You're finishing a Lego build, Larkbeard. That's cool. What are you building? What are you working on, buddy? Oh, that's not a thing. That's the thing. Let's put some context around that. That's always helpful. Nuclear Kid, hello, buddy. How are you? Hamster Ball Mecca. I know what each one of those words means, but when put together into a sentence, I am perplexed and lost. But intrigued, which is important. One should always be intrigued. I don't know if I want to work on this miniature tonight after what happened in Discord today. I was going to work on this one, but then apparently Screaming Man on the chest there. It's like you do it and you're like, that blend's gone quite nice. That's starting to get quite tidy actually. I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to share that with the group. I'm going to share that with my buddies. I'm like, guys, look what I've done. What do you get? Abuse. That's what I get from this lot. Nothing but abuse. Nothing but low and little. Goodness me. How is everyone's week going anyway? How is everybody doing? Hope you're all well. I have a hectic week this week, which is one of those things. I'm not complaining. I'm a little bit. I'm sorry I'm not complaining. I'm complaining a little bit. It's just one of those. We go away to the UK this week, which is really cool. I'm looking forward to family shenanigans and all that jazz. But that means I've got a lot of work to do because we're going away for a week. So I've got a lot of stuff to do beforehand so that I can go away in peace and not have work to do. So I've got all that going on, which is, yes, of my own concoction. It's, my own fault. Didn't have to go away on holiday, but yeah, I have a lot to do. I have a lot to do this week. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It stops me getting bored, I get bored so easily. I love how I started this by smushing a bit of paint that I'd already done terribly. Just tighten that up again. Goodness me. Doing okay, getting some writing work done. Nice. Nice. I'm jealous. I am very jealous. I need more light on this subject. I need more juice. What are you writing at the moment? Anything fun? Well, of course you're writing something fun. That goes without saying. You wouldn't be writing if it wasn't fun. I'm hoping to get some writing done this week. I need to get back to it. I have been away from my stuff too long, and it's just, I need to get done. To get back into it. In one of those situations where it's not my main source of income, it's really easy to get caught on everything else that needs to get done and forget to do the thing that matters most, which is my writing. I do tend to have that, so I've got to do that this week. Really got to do that this week. Because it ain't going to write itself. I've decided one of the things I'm going to do and this may sound a little counterintuitive, but to hold myself a little bit more accountable with that is I'm going to start a YouTube channel and start putting out stuff on there. Because if you're going to, in this day and age, if you're going to become a writer and actually make money from it, you need an audience beforehand. So I need to start doing that. And then I can also use that as a way of kind of kicking my own butt to get stuff done, because there's only so many videos that you can do where you're like, I haven't done anything this week because I was busy. You've got to focus and knuckle down. So we're going to do that. It's going to be good. So if you don't know what this is an Acon Cemento regular for Pano. Hence the comedy name of the stream tonight. It's just a regular Monday, people. It's just a regular Monday. God. Finishing off some task for the Mechanicus 2 video game and a podcast script. See, that's just cool. That is very cool. Very, very nice indeed. What podcast, or could you not talk about that one? Because you're welcome, if you have projects of your own, to talk about them in the stream. I don't mind. Always happy to, help and support, such as it is. I wish I had the confidence to do the whole socials thing and get a following, but I have no idea why anyone would follow me, so it feels quite impossible. Dude, they follow me. They literally follow me. The thing is, you get a wonderful mix, and you get people that are there because they love what you're doing, which is brilliant, and then you get people that are there to actually you every 5 minutes, which is also fun. I do like those. We've had a few over the years. They come in fits and starts, which is always nice. And then you just get people who are genuinely intrigued in what you do. And like, if you're a writer, you look at some of the stuff that people put out. They talk about their process. They talk about, inspiration and all that sort of stuff. I'm not sure. So I'll say it's a weird horror fiction podcast, which is planned to have a bunch of accompanying ARG stuff. Well, cool. Exciting times, buddy. Exciting times. But yeah, I don't know, you put stuff out there and people respond to it. People like connecting with other people, especially if you're if you create stuff that they like, which you do. You'll have people that just want to know what you're up to and how things are going, and yeah, just want to connect with you. So, let them. It's good. It's good for the soul as well. It can be good for the motivation. It can be bad for the motivation, I won't lie. There are points where sometimes it's a real mood killer. There's, you're doing something or you're thinking about doing something, and then other people are like, oh, it's rubbish. I was happy about that concept. I was liking that. And then you have to remind yourself that actually none of this matters, so do it anyway. It's a weird situation. Speaking of writing, what is your process, technical side? Do you use any special software or just wording it? I use something called Scrivener. It is a bit of software from a company called Literature and Latte, and it lets you have a draft, and then you have your research material behind that, and you can embed loads of different types of files within the structure of an individual project, and it just lets you organize things in a rational, sort of structured way. So when I'm world building, you can kind of onion skin it from the outside, working your way in, and then have that structured within bits and pieces. And it's really useful because when you're creating a character, you obviously start out with your outline. Well, not obviously, but some of us start out with an outline of what that individual is and what their motivations are like, and that kind of thing. And as you're writing them, as key things come up, you can then drop them into a file that is just about that individual, so you can keep track of it. So it kind of, it's mostly, I don't know if it's the best piece of software out there, but for me, it lets me organize my thoughts and keep continuity, and yeah, it's a really good bit of kit. Not too expensive either. And one of the key things is it's available on mobile, and the thought of writing anything prolonged on mobile leaves me in a cold sweat, so I'm absolutely not going to do that. But it's nice to know that I could if I suddenly had a rush of shit to the brain. Anyway, but photographic evidence uploaded to Discord. I shall check it a little bit. Thank you very much. I thought about making writing tips shorts for TikTok and YouTube, but I feel a bit silly. A middle-aged man on TikTok is just sad. I'm on TikTok, you cheeky sod. I TikToked today. It's not just for youth. It's also for very lost and confused middle-aged people. Just do it. Who cares? Social media doesn't matter. As long as you don't go out there vomiting racism, transphobia and sexism every 15th. Although, to be fair, vomiting transphobia actually and sexism is actually a business model for some people, depressingly. But as long as you don't do that, you'll be fine. Just don't do anything you wouldn't say in front of your mum. Unless you don't like your mum, in which case you wouldn't say in front of your in-laws. But you know what I mean. Just try and keep it sensible and be honest, and remember, keep it in perspective. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. It's one of the hardest things. Like when you start out, you obsess. I remember like the first 100 subscribers on YouTube was just like this, oh my god, attention and stress and all this kind of stuff. And then you get to a point where it's like, actually none of this matters. It doesn't. I'm doing this because I enjoy it and it's fun. And yeah, you can use these metrics to keep score and just to see a sort of general thrust of your direction, but they don't actually mean anything. What matters is seeing you guys every week and chatting to you and people on Discord chatting there, and that's the stuff that matters. You know, from a business perspective, you're raising your profile, you're making people aware of who you are and what you do, and it helps if you're making a living from this stuff. Being visible will get more people to be aware of you, and that's key. You know, therein lies sales. So now Winters, you little legend. Honestly, I think, Mal, if I had a stream and you weren't on it, I would genuinely panic. I would probably have some type of emotional nervous breakdown, need to leave. Mal's not here. What do I do? It's good to see you, buddy. How are you, Mal? Is life good? Have you had a good weekend? I'm working on this regular, and I'm well aware of the fact there's one thing with these regulars that was a real problem, and it's the I need my live view for this one. It's the shoulder connections. These little pegs in here are really small, and the holes are really small, and they get clogged up with stuff. And this one has, so there's a big old gap between her body and the shoulder. So this is going to have to come off. I'm going to have to cut it all out again. I keep trying to tell myself, that's fine, just leave it. You won't notice it. You won't notice it. You know, she's a regular. She's not going to be on the board for long. It'll be fine. I know I'm doing it at some point. It's coming off and going back on because that's going to annoy me. It's annoying me already, but I don't want to take it off because I'm painting. One of those wonderful conundrums. Got to do it sometime, just not yet. Later. We'll do it later. I do love these. I think I've got 8 regulars in total at the moment, and I think I need more. I think I need to get more. They're so useful in game, so fun. Cheap, total availability, absolute violence. I adore them. But yeah. Had a decent, if busy, weekend of driving to another state and back. Took today off to paint some before a War Machine match later. Nice. Good stuff, man. You're playing a lot of War Machine at the moment. That's good to hear. Are you enjoying it? Is it fun? I had an Eldfall game over the weekend. And I lost it by 1 victory point because I didn't pay attention in the first round. And that was stupid. It was very stupid indeed. What I should have done is declared my hidden objective at the start of the first turn, which was the plan, which was kill everything. And I could have maxed it easily in the first turn. I would have maxed it easily in the first turn. Instead, because I forgot, I declared it in the second turn and then only got 2 out of 3 points and then lost by 1 point. So it would have been a draw. Potentially a win. But hey ho, these things happen. It was fun. Soga versus Sand Kingdom, so for me a grudge match. Not for my opponent. He was like, why are you so anti Sand Kingdoms? I'm like, because you exist. Die. Dallinair, good evening, hello. It was a good time. Yay! You're currently on a 25 stream streak. 1, how the hell have I streamed 25 times? 2, thanks for being here. That's bonkers. 25 streams. Wowzers. I think this is 28 in total. This is technically my 28th. But oh yeah, you asked Cass. Good evening. Hello Cass, how are you? Are you well? What's new with you, buddy? And you asked my process as well. I am when it comes to writing, I am somewhere on... There's a whole thing of different types of writer between plotters and pantsers. And basically, if you're a plotter, you sit down and you get everything figured out to the nth degree before you put metaphorical pen to metaphorical paper. And if you're a pantser, then you smash the keys until something comes out. There's a little bit of plotter in me, but I'm mostly a pantser. So I'll get an idea and I'll sort of rough it out in broad strokes and then just go at it like a lunatic, basically, which just adds to the excitement. And then often start building out character profiles and stuff during the writing process, because that works for me. As I get to know the character better, I'll start building out what they are, which sounds a little bit crazy, and is, but you have to do it, so. Did you not have sound again, Kaz? Dear Lord, man. I very much need to plan before I write anything. Fair play. I've come to learn that's not the only way to write, though. It's true. I have friends who are published who have absolutely no clue what's going to happen when they sit down to write, and they'll just sort of have a bit of a spark of idea, and then suddenly there's a novel, and then that goes out in the world and does well. Although I don't think he's the be-all and end-all, I understand that is a certain Mr. Stephen King's process as well. Just kind of a sniff of an idea and then vomit at it until it's done. I know a lot of people find the story in the edit. I think that's true as well. But sometimes I'm jealous of plotters, because it would be nice to be able to sit down and be like, right, I'm going to plan this all out from A to sort of Z. That'd be amazing. Nope. Not for me. Doesn't work for me. But yeah, we have fun. I'm just trying to decide. I've got 3 main projects that I can work on. One that's a short story anthology that I could finish off. One that's the first book in a sci-fi series that I've been getting some very clear sort of direction as to where that needs to go. And one is my urban fantasy series that it's relatively ready to go. It's been getting some attention from sort of world building perspective recently, and I'm like, which one do I go with? The obvious thing is to do the short story one, because I should be able to finish that relatively quickly. But where's the fun in that? Oh no, you're jealous of playing Veldfall. I know we have an escalation league at the moment, so 8 players. Just a little baby one. 8 players playing the game beautiful, and yeah, getting some games in. It's nice. It's lovely to see. We had a weird situation. Our local community, I founded it based on Infinity, and this Saturday we had 20 players at the event. Because we game every 2 weeks on a Saturday night, get together, throw dice or mass, and there were 20 of us there. And for the first time ever, Infinity was the 3rd most played system. There were 4 games of Bolt Action, 3 games of Eldfall, and 2 games of Infinity. It was just like, damn, we've come a long way. So yeah, that was kind of cool. It was nice to see lots of Eldfall going on around me. Even if I did lose, just annoying. I hate it when you lose. When you lose because you do something stupid, it annoys me. But the thing was, I still had a lot of fun. I was playing a very good friend of mine, who I don't get to play very often, and when I do, it's a pleasure. And he won, and you know, as he said at the end of the game, he was like, I was sure I'd lost that, and I was like, so was I. But yeah, it happens. You finish painting 60 miniatures and still not had a game. You can play this game solo, you know. That is one of the options. You still can play this alone. It's one of the few times that playing with yourself isn't actually frowned on, just so we're clear. I'm writing a big, meaty, lit RPG. Hoping Dungeon Crawler Carl's mainstream attention will mean specialist publishers are looking for more. Yeah? It's one of those things, but if you're doing stuff like that, that's where you need your social media presence, because that can create the upswell that you need to get the attention that you want, to get the publishers and stuff on board, you know? You just got to do it. You just got to go out there and be like, stuff it, I'm here. Buy my shit. Basically. Look at this. Isn't it awesome? Don't you think this is brilliant? And yeah, if you're enthusiastic and you have an idea of what you like, and you'll find people. You will find people. Just look at what Eldfall's done on this channel recently. I found that and fell in love with it, and then pushed it out, and then a whole lot of people went, oh my god, I've never seen this before. This is amazing. It's even more so if you're creating it. I love it. It's about a punk girl who gets stuck in a roguelike. That's cool. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on the PvE rules. I need to find the time to read. The PvE rules are really, really simple. Where's my... Ah! Is it? I've got... Oh, if there's a loud bang I didn't have. Oh, no, I do have. Right, very brief sidetrack. I'm going to go sideways for a minute. So if you haven't seen this particular lovely little faction, they are both... they're both the skirmish wargamers are playable, but also for use in Northern Wind and in the skirmish game as a PvE enemy. And the way you can tell that is inside of here. Normally you get one card. I don't need those. I don't think I need those. Let's check. You get one card per miniature in these boxes, because that's all you need. But with these... no, I do need these are the ones I do need. You get a shed load of cards, because what we have is in here you've got the profile cards, and then in here you've got the PvE cards. So what you do is become incapable of opening a bag, which is always as soon as there's a camera on, I can't open a bag. So if you are using Goblin Brawlers as your, enemies, okay, in their active turn, this is what they do. They'll target people that can't respond, use climb when able, so they have climbing ability. In the movement step, they'll do this. So if they've engaged or with an enemy within 5, they'll walk towards the enemy. If they've got line of sight, they'll run towards the enemy. They'll walk towards the closest enemy. So you follow this process. Then, in the action step, you have the 2 steps in a turn. They will, in an activation, sorry, they will either smush somebody in the face or dodge towards the enemy. So they'll either move and dodge or, yeah, anyway. And then in the reactive phase, you have the process, what they do here. It's really, really simple to follow these, and they're incredibly effective and incredibly annoying a lot of the time. But this set has, if you want to go up against the greenskins, you have all of the different units that are in the box as PvE units. So you can just play all of them, whichever way you want it, because there's 2 different types. There's normal and there's buffed. I can't remember what the correct term is off the top of my head. But yeah, so you get the idea. It's really, really simple to do. And then so they get a turn and you follow the card for each unit, and then you have your turn effectively. And the cards themselves, these guys here, there are different ones for, I'll show you as well, whether you're playing them in the skirmish game as your own army, or whether, there we go, yeah, we have, these are both for PvE. So if you're playing these PvE, you've got the altars and the standard, so they're glowy pink or they're normal, and they're just standard cards. The way to tell the actual skirmish cards is they have a point value on the back. I think that is actually the only difference. Let's have a look. Shaman. There you go. So there's our points limits on the back. And stratagems and stuff come into it. So, yeah. If you get these ones, or you get like the golems or whatever, you will find all the MacGuffin in the box so that you can play PvE. Really, really simple, or they're downloadable as well on the website. So it's really straightforward. Hey, Runic Wolf. Oh, thank you very much for subscribing. Appreciate that. You can do that. You can use their points value within the skirmish, but a lot of the time it's you create sort of quests around a certain balance. So exactly like the water elemental, you're exactly right. Right, where are we? Never wrote as such, but have 20 plus years of DMing, 2-year multi-regional campaigns behind me. I have a weird thing where I know the end of the story first and then I work backwards. Yeah, I've heard that. I've not had that yet. I've had flashes of the end of stories, of where I wanted to get them, but I've never actually had the whole, this is where it ends. So I kind of know how the story ends, but I'm never sure what will happen along the way. See, you're a pantser. That's what that is. That is this is where we're going. It's going to be fun. Get in the car. So, kept an eye out for Old Fort Salute, but didn't spot it for sale. Otherwise, I might have impulse bought it. Got the Mount Haven box instead. Fair play. Fair play. Yeah, there's a couple of places that are stocking it in the UK. There's a big push at the moment to get it more out there. So, expect to see more soon, I would say, on that front. But we shall see. The guys are working hard. But like with anything, there's always that situation where people are like, well, lots of people, no one's really into it. Well, that's because no one's stocking it. So if you stock it, it tends to sell itself. Well, yeah, but we'll wait till the community grows. How's a community going to grow in a system that people can't buy? I've seen this so many times before. Thankfully, the guys are getting over that and just moving beyond it, which is good to see. But I have seen it before with systems that have just died on the vine because people have just been like, well, no one plays it. Because no one can get it, because people are like, you don't stock it. Hey, Blissful Badger, good evening, hello. Alright, so like a campaign or encounter is there for goblins then with a story and things. There is stuff like that. There is more stuff coming, that I'll say. So there are you can download one already, which I think is for golems, I think. It's got some golems in it, I think. But there's a lot of the elements for the goblins at the moment are from Northern Wind. But there's stuff coming from me when I can sit down and get it done that will address some of that. Because, my goodness, do we have plans? We have plans. Do we have time? No, we do not. But we have plans, and that's important. So, honestly, I've never thought to be a writer, not creative enough. It's one of those things, I think. You have to be a special kind of crazy to be a writer, I think. Just look at Nuclear Kid, mad as a box of frogs. But yeah, there is a thing to it. I think everyone can write. It's a matter of choice, and the more that you, like with any creative skill, it's like a muscle. The more you use it, the better you'll get at it. So, if you want to do it, just go and do it. Everyone's got a unique story to tell. I'd read your stuff. I'd have to find time to do it. That's going to be a challenge. But I would definitely, if I had the time, I would totally do it. Mad, but not in the fun way. No. There are times. What I do like is when you get two types of writers together who have the same type of psychosis talking about their experiences of writing. You're like, yeah, this is just getting awkward. But okay. Especially as I can relate to some of it. Anyway, moving on. Who's hobbying tonight? Who's doing hobby stuff? Is it just me? Don't want it to be just me. You guys got grey to slay, so I don't know why you're not doing it. You should be doing more of that. So, come on. Oh, it's nearly out. Come on, you can do a little bit more. I don't have to go and find another one. I'm sure there is one, but I don't want to have to. Oh, there we go. Me impatiently waiting for Wayland to get their restock of Northern Wind. It's coming. Soon, TM. Definitely. Building Verona while working, you little hipster. You little frogman hipster. Painting your second table. Good. Crack on. You've got stuff to do. Triggerman is coming along. Not working hard, just running reports and tests. Huh, fair play. I've got to go out for any priming. Ugh, disappointing. Decided finally 4 days before Riga Satellite to take Tunguska. Yeah, that's the way to do it. I'm going to a satellite tournament. What should I take? Well, I'll decide later. 4 days beforehand. That'll do. You're clearly ready. Oh, primed and ready to roll. It's my kind of crazy right there. Oh my goodness. One thing I don't miss about like N3 era miniatures is some of the details on these. Just, I mean, I want to do a nice job, but the details are tiny. I'm old. It's really hard to see. There's some complaining. Anyone else calls me old, you're getting banned. Already had enough abuse today. Oh dear. Just building more minis seems to be the normal action on Mondays. What are you building today, Blissful Badger? Currently painting some rocket men. Nice. Can't mess up a battle plan if you got none. That's true. That is true. So, need trigger men. I wanted to see my opponent's face when I roll 4 dice in a hero. Just gonna that guy your way out of that situation. Like it. Right. I remember this. This sucks. It's never good when you remember doing a part. I haven't painted one of these female regulars like this in years. Many, many years. I still remember that these legs suck. Because you kind of don't want to hit the edge, at the very corners, the recesses, so that they get some definition. They sort of pop a little bit more. But everything is so freaking tiny. Everything is so freaking small. It's really hard not to. Got to get it flowing. N5 miniatures not much better. This Triggerman has so many tiny details, it's a bit infuriating. I agree, but where they differ is if you look at this miniature, it's all kind of smooshed together because it's so small. So like, you kind of, you know, it's, yeah. Currently painting the dancing cat girl, not enjoying it. Yeah, you've not been having fun with those. You're just getting the impression from some comments you made that those were not your favourite thing. But if you choose that faction, you know, that's the thing that's going to happen. That's all I'm going to say. This is the penance you pay for your poor life choices. Right there. But how far through are you on her down there? Are they nearly done? Or is she nearly done? Have you already done the other one? Or is this the first one? So many of these to do. I have to say, I did make some good progress on this one the other night though. Which I was chuffed about. I was happy to sort of, you know, sometimes it just flows nicely. And I was watching the second season of Rogue Heroes, because that's just come on a streaming service. So I was like, right, we'll bang that on. That makes me wildly happy. And then, yeah, it just sort of started flowing nicely. And I was like, this is good. Happiness. 40% of the first one, I'm procrastinating. Then don't, if you're procrastinating, do another miniature. Come back to it later. Because that tells me you're not having fun with it. And this is a hobby, it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to enjoy it. I don't, but you should. One of us should have fun. Yeah. So what place are you planning for XS in Riga? What do you what ranking are you aiming for? Because I'm hoping for number 1, to be honest with you. I think you should go and win the damn thing. It's about time you did. Get your eye in. What's going on here? Guys, did you have a look at that battle report that I sent earlier on the on Discord? Simple project to get the juices flowing again. Off work. Once off work, going back to my Blood Elves. Nice. It's nice sometimes to have a little something that's not too challenging and not too crazy. I'm sort of enjoying painting the monsters from Eldfall because they're lumps of rock with runes on them. I'm like, yep, that's good. I can do that. That doesn't require me to, be 1000% accurate with everything that I do, and it can be a little bit scrappy because it's a monster and it's supposed to be a little bit, it's supposed to look that way. So yeah, it's good to have a little palette cleanser sometimes and not constantly be trying to produce the Sistine frickin' Chapel in 32mm or whatever. How are we going to do this? So this bit's green, that bit's green, that bit's white. Oh god. Right. No, sorry, I haven't. Oh, which is no. I was Kaz. I was just interested in your thoughts. We put that together, 18 months ago, back in N4 days, and it's more whether that's the kind of thing. I mean, that's so. For those of you who don't know, we put out one battle report on this channel for N4 for Infinity, and then I haven't done any more because it was so time intensive. The gorgeous Lilith spent the best part of a week editing it and pulling it all together, and it's a 2-hour monster. And the idea was, or my thinking was, or when we can, I should say, get around to doing battle reports on the regular, what you'll have is ones like that are big, 2-hour, detailed, kind of everything blow by blow type thing, and then smaller half-hour ones of summary of different games, and kind of mix it up with those, because not everyone wants to sit down and watch the whole damn thing of every dice roll. But some people do. Some people will happily sit down and watch that and enjoy that, which is cool. So we want to mix up with both, but they're just so time intensive. The shooting process is nearly a day on its own with the way that we do it. So yeah, it's a lot. But it would be good to get some feedback if that's the direction people like. So, by the way, battle report was brilliant. Thank you. One of the most human battle reports I've seen. Thank you very much. See, Excess enjoyed it. No pressure, Cass. He managed to watch it. What have you been doing with your time? I'm glad you liked it, man. We were pretty proud of it, actually. I think Lilith did a hell of a job editing it. She elevated it, like, took the idea that I had and really owned it and kicked its ass, which I was really happy with. But as I say, it's just time intensive. This is so freaking small. Why did I just paint this grey? Because I didn't paint it grey on the other one, and if I paint it grey on here, I'll be annoyed with myself. It's hard being me, chaps. I don't know how I cope, to be honest with you. It's a very thin, like, piece of metal around the outside of a knee pad, or upper shin guard. Actually, it's not even a knee pad. I want to do green. Really poppy green and sort of blend it a little bit. We're just going all in on this thing. Let me see if you can see it. I don't know if you can. Come here. Come on, focus your damn thing. This camera. Oh, there you go. So we're talking about this little line here. Focus. This little line here. It goes all the way around to the other side as well. Trust me, from like 6 centimeters from your nose, it looks amazing. It's absolutely brilliant. I mean, you guys can't see it. When it's on the tabletop, you won't see it, but right now, whew, smoking. Alright, my only options to paint are Catgirl 1, Catgirl 2, or the Mounted Dragoon. Mounted Dragoon, it's actually 3 companies for. I wanted Thenian and the Sand People in the same box. Yeah, Sand Kingdoms, I know. Stick it on eBay, you feel better about yourself. I shouldn't be so mean about Sand Kingdom. I'm going to be, but I shouldn't be. And did everybody see the pictures that are now out for Sunspear for Helion League? They dropped, and they were pretty. They were stunning. I saw them quite a while back And you know when you see something, you're like, you want to talk to people, you're like, oh, it's so pretty. You can't talk about it. Not allowed to talk about it. Have to be very quiet, sit in the corner, not say anything. Very disappointing. But now it's out. So nice. Wait till you see the actual stat sheets on them as well. It's the plan was originally that I was going to sell off Helion. And then I saw that particular box and I was like, that's really pretty. And then I saw the stats and I was like, well, I guess I'm keeping you then. And so I am. Yeah. Definitely have to do something about this camera. It's fine, but yeah, the autofocus sucks. I've got to switch across to something a little bit meatier, I think, but that requires funds. Seeing earlier on this week, my monitor decided to develop a nice thick white band through the middle of it for no reason. That's got to get sorted first. Oh God, my life is hard. Honestly, guys, you don't know the things I go through for you. Just to be here, you lucky ducks. Must say, clean brushes is a whole new experience. So it was some shampoo and conditioner because I couldn't find my brush soap. Clean brushes do help. They do make all the difference. It does have to say. And the mighty machine tells you it's important. You listen. Has to be said. Ooh, in a completely unprofessional moment, machine, I got your message and it is on my list of things to do. So I'll drop them. I have to do it by email, so I'll do that by email tomorrow. And I'll let you know when I know. So hopefully one of those will work. I'm sure it will. Okay, 11 models primed. What now? You high-five yourself for doing such an epic job, Larkbeard. If you've primed 11 miniatures, you high-five yourself, and now you go off and order 20 new miniatures to be delivered in the post tomorrow. That's it. You've done such a good job. Buy new miniatures. That's how it goes, isn't it? That's the rational adult response to doing anything in the hobby. I finished the thing. Buy more stuff. I think so. Although I had to giggle today because I sort of checked my email and I got an email saying, good news, it's in the post. What? Warlord Games have sent me something. I don't know what. I have not the first clue what it could be. We shall find out in 2 days' time. All very exciting. They have this great thing where they just send you stuff. You're like, okay. Okay. Thanks, guys. What is it? Love them, bless them. Also enthusiastic and excitable. So yeah, we've got some more stuff coming from that. So yeah, more probably bolt action, I hope. I think it would probably be bolt action. Then I really like the Daughters of Cain ones. Yeah, Daughters of Cain are nice. That's the cut. Well, I want this. That's it. Larkbeard, you're getting it. This is it. While I'm here. Although don't forget, soon we've got some big announcements from CB coming for all you Corregidor players. Will it be a big change? Will it be exciting? Who knows? Let's hope so. We could do with we could do with something really solid from CB. I'm hoping it's going to be something really quite inspirational. This Maze Breaker box set, but who knows? You'll have to see. Hey Franco, stop again today, say hello. One does not simply stop buying new stuff. That's it, Franco, that's the thing. Buy more minute. No, that's something else entirely. But yeah. I think that this month I'm going to treat myself by buying into a new system, which is a thing you can do as an adult. And I've said to myself that when I buy into that new system, I'm going to take the box set that I buy and I'm going to stick it in a cupboard and I'm going to come back to it after the summer, because I've got a lot to do between here and the summer. So that's the plan. But just owning it is going to make me happy. So look forward to that. It's cool. All you Corregidor players, us LF players, will just sit here, no acknowledgement, no love. I get it. And cool. Really? Kaz? Kazakuz Maximus Bambigascoino, that's where you're going. That's the thing you're doing. That is the tood you're bringing to the table. See how it is, young man. See how it is. The fact that the benevolent LF is also getting new toys did not need saying. And the importance of that, well, can it be underestimated? I have lots of Infinity that I need to work on, including Warhammer. But Warhammer isn't Infinity. That's not an important system. Push that aside. Go back to Infinity. Much important. Much more. I finished 5 space stations, have another designed, just need to clean it up, and then at least 2 more to design. For what? What are you doing this for, Bliss Wedger? Maze Breaker, better be fun or I'll be upset. Yeah, you and me both, Ricker. I hope they've learnt their lesson. I hope that we are going to get a starter box product, as we've talked about extensively. We need a starter box product, and I'm hoping this will be it. Who knows? Well, CB knows. But you know what I mean. Hopefully that's what we're going to get. You feel better. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad you feel seen, Kaz. You are seen. Hydra, I don't think that plan will survive. Which particular plan? Your outpost was acknowledged. Dalaneba, which system? Legion? Question mark. Oh, Quar, K47, K46, Turnip 28, Team 1490. Ah, Drop Fleet Commander. Nice, nice. Yes, I should have guessed with space stations. Turnip 28, I'm not interested in. That doesn't excite me. I looked at Doom 1490 actually. The mighty Mr. Van Diem was waffling on about it in our local community chat the other day, and I looked at that, and it was cool. It's a nice, it's a round, it's a circular board, you know, and you have to climb to the top and all the rest of it. But I'm really done with the whole. I've done the Grimdark thing. I don't want to do the Grimdark thing again. It doesn't really interest me. I'm kind of done. And there was a couple of things. I watched some interviews with the developers, and it's like there's certain things that I look for in developers, and they weren't there. Let's put it that way. Which is no slight to the system. I'm no slight to the people, but like I want to hear about. I want to hear about how you're making a system that is focused on the whole experience and is designed for flexibility for gamers. I want to be able to play with my miniatures in a casual way. If I want to go hardcore and play competitively, I can do that. Do you know what I mean? That you have the flexibility to play your way. Because I'm starting to feel that that's more important than ever. And systems that don't do that, especially new systems that don't do that, leave me a little bit nonplussed. It's kind of like, well... And they were very heavily talking about, you know, we're very, very focused on our aesthetic and on our design and all this, which is cool. And they do have a nice aesthetic and a nice design, but that's not what I want from a system. That is also what I want from a system. But that's not the only thing I want from a system, you know? So... yeah, I watched that and I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. So that one's out of the equation for now. Plus all the D&D stuff I paint Hydra. I'm a DM. It's a challenge. Just don't type, paint. Clearly, that's what you should be doing, young person. Put the mini box in a cupboard and come back after summer. Oh right, yeah. No, that will happen. It will survive. I will look at it and take it out occasionally and stroke it inappropriately, but no, it's going to go in the cupboard. I noticed how many games are name plus number. Infinity did it in one word. Yes, they did. N5. No. Sorry. I had to. No, you're quite right. There are a lot out there at the moment that are one word and a number. And that's because you can get the domain names. Anyway, cynicism. This time of the evening? Surely not. But no, to answer your question, hang on, has Kaz calmed down from being upset about me not mentioning LF yet? Are your feathers unruffled, Kaz? I just need to make sure you're okay. Fleas. So there's a couple of systems that I'm on record as being interested in. Drop Fleet being one of them. I am interested in Drop Fleet because, yeah, the old school Hawk love runs deep. So actually brought into StarCraft and Blackout this weekend. I know, and yeah, you have the self-control of a 5-year-old with a credit card. It's truly impressive. Got a lot of locals enjoying the quick pickup of Blackout and lots of people who picked up StarCraft. Yes, you have embraced calmness. Okay, I'm glad you are then. Sheffield, I'm with you guys. Absolutely hyped for Aleph. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be good. But to answer your question, it will be Legion. That's what we're going back into. I've kind of been waiting for that. So Kaz will be happy. I was debating whether to wait for the new, what should we call it? The new Mandalorian stuff that's coming. But actually, everybody's waiting for that at the moment. It feels like everybody's just getting overly excited about that. And actually, I'm not that massively overly hyped by the Mandalorians. So, you know, it's cool. They are cool. I have a lot of love for them. But I'm not that, like, wowed that I need to, like, yeah, hold fire for them. It's not really my thing, so yeah, it's going to be Gar, going to be Grand Army of the Republic, so clones to the non-initiated. You have kept your mouth shut for quite a while, just pre-ordered a ton of Mando stuff. I figured you would. Called it. Which faction? Droids? No, it's definitely going to be clones. I'm going to be Grand Army of the Republic. Gar. Yeah, they were the last army that I bought into in the last edition, and the one that I was most looking forward to playing. So, and they've got some nice new minis, so yeah, we're going to get into those. So expect clones about the place. It's going to be cool. But yeah, I don't know. I love the Mando stuff, it's cool, but it's just not, yeah, they're not the thing for me. They're not inspiring me, so we shall not wait. We shall go for what we know we do want and be happy. I'm hoping to paint this bit. Good stuff. You play clones for Shatterpoint. They're nice models, but not too painful to paint either. No, absolutely. I will find a way to screw them up, however. Look forward to that. But I'm going to be using some of the stuff that Sarastro's put out there, because his painting stuff for Legion is just peak. At the end of the day, that man is legend. So I'll definitely use some of his stuff for that. Finish the Precise Sand Trap and then on to the next box. I have 2 guys left. Outstanding, Franco. That is some superb work. Good stuff. And Larkbeard, I'm not into Gundam. I'm not. It's just not my thing. You know, I like the concept of it, but I've never really like gotten into it, or you know, like that's cool. That's as far as I go with Gundam. So, I know some people that are like major advocates for it and evangelize every 30 seconds on it, and that's great, but it's not me. So, it didn't inspire me enough. And yeah, the StarCraft stuff, that's in the same territory. It's like, oh, yeah, that's cool. Cool, good stuff. Never played StarCraft, therefore no emotional attachment. My wallet breathes again. So this is nice. But I need to, I want to get most, if not all, of my Shock Army finished. And then my stuff for Eldfall finished. It's going to be a bit more of a big challenge because there's quite a lot of that. I did the really dirty thing on Saturday after a game, got all of my Soga out of its box and went, yeah, it's only like 3 miniatures. My Soga is, I think, 13, 14 miniatures, I think, something like that. It's quite a chunky force. Shouldn't be, but here we are, and this is the world we live in, so let's just move on. So I need to get those done as well. And stuff for Northern Winds, so we can actually do the playthrough on the stream. So that'll be cool. What about Halo? Blech. No. No. I don't know. I don't know. I loved Halo. I played the games. Even when they went to 343 Industries, I played that and played some of the current one, the online one, which was fine. But I don't know. There's certain. I don't think everything needs to be moved into every different form of media, and that's definitely one of them. It's like I saw that they're doing Reach the other day, and I remember playing Reach. And if you've not played the game Reach, you don't know what I mean. With the last level of that, it's a lot. It's brilliant, but it's a lot. What? Hang on, Mike. Why am I getting Why am I getting time off from your hard questions? I'm feeling neglected, man. Where's the abuse? Where's the? Oh God, I need to come back to that moment. Honestly, I'm getting comfortable. What are you doing to me, man? How are you, Mike? You well? Playthrough hype engaged. Yeah, I got a lot of playthrough stuff to do. But there's other things I need to finish off before I can do anything with Legion. Because there's a lot of things I want to do with Legion. Oh boy, do I ever want to. But you've got to do the other stuff first. You've got to finish off everything that you started. You've got to finish all the stuff off for Eldfall. And at the moment, half of that stuff hasn't even been announced. So, and there's quite a lot of stuff that has been announced. So you can imagine there's quite a chunk of stuff to come from that front. She's starting to look okay now. She's starting to look all right. But yeah. So when I do Legion, I kind of want to do it in a very specific way and bring some serious love to the system, because I do enjoy it. It's a nice, for me, nice counterpoint to things like Infinity. It's a nice palette cleanser. I don't find it as heavy. I don't find it as intensive. The guy that I played Eldfall with on Saturday, we were talking about this, and it's kind of like you get to the end of Game of Infinity, and you know you've been in a fight. You know you have been in a scrap. That much is very, very clear. And win or lose is kind of okay, right, done, good, wow, whew, with Infinity. And it's why he and I were talking about why we, one of the many reasons that we love Eldfall is you get to the end of it and you're like, I can do that again. Yeah, let's do it, but quite happily. Happy, fine. Play some more. Because it's just that much more of a light system. And there is a joy to that. And Legion is that too for me, but on a bigger scale. With Eldfall you get that from 3 miniatures, and it's sort of done quite quickly and all the rest of it. Whereas with Legion, it's not necessarily done that quickly, but what it is a nice flowy, tight little system that you clip your way through, and there's not a lot of massive kind of, hang on, we need to sort this out and go through this and do that. That doesn't happen. It's a lighter system, and so therefore, you can have a good 2-hour game, get to the end of it, and be like, yeah, I can do that again. That'd be right. That'd be fine. Let's do it. Let's go. And I like systems like that. It's nice to not always come away from it feeling like you're going to have a stroke, which candidly sometimes Infinity does. Hey, Rachel. I finally made it to Chat and Paint. Welcome. Hello. How are you? Are you good? Have you had a good week so far? It's only Monday, but sometimes that's the hardest day. So if this day's been good, the rest of the week is looking up. Let's be honest. Come on. So yeah. So I want to put some love into Legion, Star Wars Legion, for that fact that it is a nice game. It's a good fun system, and I think more people should play it, because it scratches the itch of Star Wars that I wanted scratched. In the way that I wanted it scratched. I want to feel like I'm, commanding a battle on Geonosis. I want to feel the weight of that and the scope and the scale and all the rest of it. And it did that without making me feel like, you know, I'd have to work too hard to get it. The hardest bit was painting all the miniatures, but then also it's painting Star Wars miniatures, so yay! They make me disproportionately happy. Maybe it's because I play Legion with competitive locals, but I feel the opposite. A day of 3 games of being exhausted. A day of 3 games of anything are going to have me exhausted. I agree with you, that is always going to be that way. But I've always found with Legion, and it's, you know, I've not played it competitively, so I can't speak to your experience on that one, but I've always found it to be kind of chill. It's fun. That doesn't mean to say you're not being competitive and you're not, you know, playing intensely with it, but it's just not as much of a meat grinder as other systems, and I like that. I value that about the system. That to me is an absolute bonus. But then I haven't played the new edition. Maybe the new edition is a little bit more crunchy. Who knows? I will shortly, apparently. God help us all. Hey, Gene Dean. There are too many games and not enough time to play and paint all of them. Yes. You're right. Machine, you're absolutely right. Watching you paint, I think you would get a nervous breakdown if you see how sloppy my painting style is compared to you. Everyone just do their own thing. When it comes to painting, it's just do your own thing. I should be quicker. I'm a little bit more sort of pedantic when I'm doing it on the stream, when I'm doing it myself, because I have to sort of dedicate some brain cells to it more here, because I'm also having conversations as well. It makes me have to think a bit more, so it tends to be a little bit more, focused. But I also kind of want to do these specific miniatures very nicely and be done with them one last time. 2 questions. How hard is it to learn Legion? Not. From memory, Legion is a lot of the cards, is lock cards basically. So the core rules behind it weren't actually that big, and learning those, if I remember correctly, inside of the first game, I was like, yeah, I'm throwing this around relatively straightforward, that's not a problem. Really straightforward. Anyone want to send me monies to get the Helpful Goblins for my birthday on the 22nd? We're going to start a crowdfunding campaign to get Gene Dean a set of goblins. They're not, you shouldn't start, right. I was talking to somebody else about this the other day. You shouldn't start Eld4 with goblins. You shouldn't. There's 2 factions you should not start Eld4 with. One of them is goblins, the other one is Oni. Anything else is fine, but not those 2. Because they are outliers. They are odd one out units, or odd one out factions in the game. And they play a bit different, and they require a bit more finesse, a little bit more effort, a little bit more focus. Unless you have a mature community around you, I would recommend starting with one of the big 4 and not making life unnecessarily hard for yourself. That is my input. Do with that what you wish. Basically. It's super streamlined for faster play. What was the second one? Oni. They come in Northern Wind, although they're about to get their own faction box released. And they're outliers. They're a great faction, and if you talk to some people, they will point to how massively OP they are, but actually they do take. You have to know how to throw the rules around, to throw them around to a great extent. So I wouldn't recommend them as a first faction. But we did have fun on Saturday night, because I tried the Great Guard for Soga for the first time, and she's just horrible. She's just absolutely horrific. She's a reactive piece, a thoroughbred reactive piece. So you just put her in a situation where the enemy has to go past her, and it's like, well, I'm going to batter you to death now. You silly person, you walked close to me. doink. She's got a big old pole arm on her, and she just absolutely smushed so many things to death with it on Saturday night. I was very proud of her. She did great work. Didn't win me the game. That was pilot error, not the fault of herself. She did great work. She needs to get some paint on her, actually. Needs to get some paint on her and make her look as epic as she actually is in game. It will come. So yeah, K47. K47 is supposed to be fun. In fact, over here, this is a funny thing. I've got to move. Wait there. We actually got sent. Oof. By Warlord. I got sent one of these. It's like, I don't play the game. It's very cool though. You know, when you look at something like that, that is a very cool thing. And if I was to play it, I would play Germans, because I always play Germans with like World War II stuff. I absolutely would. And it's badass. I love the quality of these kits as well. Oh yeah. Should we look at it? Look at the kit. You want us to have a look? We're going to have a look while we're here. You know, these kits are so pretty. Whoop. Really nicely detailed as well. Down to the dude. I'm not sure you should call him a dude, but we are. Love them very much. Like, it's a gribbly spider dude. I was like, should I build this and then paint it? And then I was like, if I do that, there's only one outcome. And that is me starting Conflict 47. And I'm not starting Conflict 47. I'm not doing it. I already have something of that scale. It's called Bolt Action. That's quite enough of that, thank you very much. If I'm going to take anything else on, it's going to be sci-fi, not historical. Basically. And I know Conflict 47 is sci-fi before someone gets in there, I know. But like, you know what I mean? I just want something modern sci-fi. Send it to you. I know, there's too many shiny objects, Blissful Badger. Like I say, they've just sent me something else. I do not know what it is, but it's on its way. You're like, what? Cheers, guys. What? What have I got? It's like a little mystery box that turns up. It's very exciting. But no, unfortunately, Mike, it's promised to a local. I was talking to him and he wanted it, so I was like, oh, all right. Let's go into a new home at some point. Thence to violence. I should do, yeah, I need to actually email them and say, don't send me anything with Conflict 47, because I'm not going to do anything with it, and it's a waste of your marketing budget. But there is a lot of stuff going on. So I keep forgetting to do it. But I will. I'll get around to it. Let's not even talk about the shiny of Oasis. I don't know what Oasis is. I don't want to know what Oasis is. Shush. Don't tell me. Don't want to know. But yeah, I'm going to do, when I've finished with the Arcanum for Eldfall, the next one that will come up will be a field manual for Legion. So we'll do the how to play. It won't be called the field manual, but I don't know. It'll have a name. But that'll be the next one on deck. And has everyone been keeping up with the new Apocrypha announcements from Free Company for the new dungeon crawler for Eldfall? Because that looks pretty. It's funny because I have to go, that looks pretty. It is freaking pretty. I've seen more stuff than's out there, and my God, lads, brace yourself. Oh, it's nice. It's so nice. But there's going to be a dungeon crawler that releases later in the year on Kickstarter. Which reminds me, we have a mission. I have a mission for people to do as well. Eldfall players who are on Discord. I need to ask a favour of you guys. I'll do that later. Put that out. It's not really me asking a favour, but it is me asking a favour, so we need to do that. Where are you at on painting dwarves in Warcry? Not. My dwarves have been rehomed. I did not want them. I do not want them. I have stripped back my collection of Warcrow to the Hegemony starter and more scions than is reasonably healthy. Basically. Because, I don't know, I love the dwarves, but I don't need another faction for that. Like a very good friend of mine is selling Siennan off. He's like, do you want it? Yes, but no, because I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm just going to sit on it. It's going to go in a cupboard. And that cupboard space is needed for Legion. So, they are lovely miniatures. I've got my paws on them and had a good look and all the rest of it. And they are very, very nice, but no. I don't tend to be a dwarf player. Even back in the day, I didn't, I owned some stunties for 40k, but I never played it. In fact, I mostly owned them for squats, by the way, is what we're referring to, in case you're not savvy with abusive terms for abhumans in 40k universe. I used to mostly have them for Space Marine, for Epic. But that was a while ago. Land train and such things. But I need to play more Warcry, but at the moment the focus is very much on Eldfall, number 1. I've got somebody on Saturday night was like, we need to play bow action. We've not played bow action. It's like, I haven't played bow action in ages. I need to play some bow action. I want to get these guys on the table some more. Actually, at all. They need to get on the table. I need to remind myself what I can do with Shock Army back on Cemento, because they are my first love, and they are the best army. I will not be accepting any comment on that fact, because it is. So, I need to do that. And then the Scions need to get on the table. They need painting too. There's a lot of painting that's needed at the moment. But yeah. Did you get them then, Mike? Did you pick up your some dwarves for yourself? Mount Haven. There's some big changes coming to Warcry though. Can't talk about it, but if you do play Warcry, there is some big stuff happening. Not for Mount Haven, but for other races. It's about to go to 1.6. It's going to see some big, tasty updates for everybody. I believe. Hey, Henrik. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man. How are ya? Yeah, Warcrow's. There's starting to be a Dutch community for it, which is nice to see. Still hoping to hear from Coney. Has he not come back to you? I know he's been in the middle of a whole load of stuff, but you needed me to kick him in the head, and then I didn't remember to do that. So that's on me. I need to give him a message. Ask the question. See where your application is, because the man needs it. You chose KA48. Fair enough. Can't argue with that. Got to go with what makes you happy, dude. Also paintings are not lost chatting from my... No, don't worry about it. It's all good. Hangout, background noise. Let's be honest, that's basically what I am these days. That's all I am to you guys. Just background noise. No one listens. No one cares. I'm not even going to go any further with that one because even I'm embarrassed by that. But all good, man. Happy to have you here. Doo-doo. So I work my way through herself. The idea with these is I started at the top, which is dumb. What I want to do is paint the feet first. Not for a weird reason, don't make it strange. But then I can base them. And I can finish, they're playable then, you know? I mean, they're playable on these bases, but you know what I mean. They just look a bit better and stuff, so... kind of want to paint all of the feet and the legs down, and then I can base them up and move on. Play them. Which is what they're for, after all. They are, in fact, miniatures for wargaming, to remind myself. But yeah, I do like sometimes like working on miniatures like these. Because the thing is, they're not too fussy. Light infantry for Pano are not too fussy. I appreciate that. Not too difficult, not too complicated, quite forgiving. It's good. Going to do LA's first event, hopefully in June. Nice, dude. What are you running? Are you going to be doing a tournament or demo day, or what's the plan? That's crazy. It's going to be the first event. Yeah, I'm debating what to do over the coming months. Currently switching a narrative event that I was running into a escalation league because I just don't have the time. And it's got to come. You have to sometimes come to a point where you're like, you know what? Let's be realistic. I don't have the time to do this, so we're just going to not make out that I do have time when I don't. It's just causing unnecessarily stress. So yeah, my Infinity narrative event has become an escalation league, or is becoming an escalation league, which is not quite the same thing, but is a lot less work. So everyone still gets lots of games, so that's the important thing. But the community was doing really well with engaging with it, and it was really fun. And they asked what the actual story was, so I told them as well. Or I asked if they wanted to know. It would be more aggressive. Do you want to know what the actual story was? And they told them, and they was like, oh, that would have been so cool. Yes, I freaking would, but I don't have time, so sucks. Did we really need Caledonians when we really want Van Zandt running a giant? Don't bring your fetishes in here, Mike. Dear Lord. I'm shocked, young man. Dilly too. So look, the thing is, it's a re-release. So we've got next month. We've got the new releases. I don't know where US Ariadne are going to fit at this point. It's a bit weird. I guess they're coming like autumn time, so fall. I guess they're coming fall time because obviously we've got Mazebreaker next month. That's happening. Yeah, the US Ariadne were promised this year, so they're coming, but when? I don't know. I do not know. And yes, when they come, Mike, I'm going to do them. I'm going to run US Ariadne. I've already decided their paint scheme. They're going to be pink. It's going to be amazing. If I didn't have all these bits sitting on the desk, I'd get to painting something. But everything is laid out, so I should keep cleaning and building. Yeah, stick-to-itiveness. If you do one job until it's done, then, you know, sense of pride and accomplishment and all that, but also it's then done and you can, you know, move on to the next thing because one job is fully complete, and that's important. Ticking things off the list, getting things done. It reduces mental load. It's better for you psychologically. And, you know, It's important to be able to say, I finished a thing. I started it, I finished it, I don't know what to do with this information. It's important to be able to say all of that, because it's all true. Honestly, if I ever finish an army, I really won't know what to do with myself. I'll be so shocked. I tend to get like a core of everything done and painted, and then sell it, because that's just my nature. But we're not doing that this time. I'm keeping, these guys are staying. These guys are definitely staying. It's why I'm putting a little bit more time and focus into them, because I've sold them so many times and I've regretted it so many times. So we're not doing that again. We're going to keep these guys forever. Even if they drop out of the game, they shall be mine. They shall be my squishies. I shall love them for it. And she's taking shape. She's looking alright. I think. She's looking okay. Got a lot of work to do on the back still. This gun. Arms. Should finish that arm off. If I finish this is the thing. If I finish here and then I do these bits, then this entire leg and that bit's done. And that's good. It's a nice place to be, isn't it? Pink Marines. Abso-frackin-lutely. That sort of pink and black and light grey camo. Just glorious digital camo. If US Ariadne was coming, it would likely be Gen Con. Yeah, that's exactly it. That's my anticipation. That's when I think we'll see them, dude. Because they're not going to, launch them in Spain. That would be dumb. But I'd expect that what we'll get is the initial sort of info and teasers will come in the Interplanetario, and then the actual launch will happen at Gen Con. Because I think that's later, isn't it? It's later in the year, by a couple of months. So that would make sense, because you'd be dumb not to launch it, not to actually have them arrive in the US. That would be the place to do it, because you guys love it. So makes sense. Definitely makes sense. What am I? The thing is, they're giving us so much information these days about things within Infinity. Well, no, they sort of do. What do I do? Am I going to do a full deep dive? Because I think if I don't do a full deep dive, Mike will never forgive me. But what if they're no good? What if I do a deep dive and they're a bit rubbish, mate? Sorry about that. They will also never forgive me. So I don't see me winning at this situation. It's difficult. But I'm hoping they're going to do good things. I'm hoping they're going to be bold. What I'd really love, and it's not going to happen, but what I would really, really love is if Corvus Belli made it so that Ariadne could have more than 15 miniatures in a list. More than 15 troopers and orders. I would love that. That would be amazing. That would make me so wildly happy. It would bring back their flavour. Just, yeah. Don't see it happening. Would be epic. Would be. Should do it. Probably won't. That'll do. That'll do. I think. Nice. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what flavour they're going to give to US Ariadne as well. I hope they give it something interesting. I hope they have an interesting playstyle. Because they were always a little bit, for me, a little bit all over the place. And it would be nice if they had a sort of cohesive flow. You own all of them. Outstanding. How many kidneys did you put on eBay and where did you get them? Actually, don't tell me that. I don't need to know where you got them. But yeah, they were interesting, but they need something a little bit more than they were. They do need better rules. I agree with you on that front. Well, better profiles. They need to go together better. They're just not. It's not it. That's what it boils down to. It's not it. What they've got is not it. We want something more. something with flavour. They need an approach that makes sense. I remember seeing the grunts for the first time and like the infiltrating flamethrowers for next to nothing. You're like, well, okay, this is a feel, this is a sort of taste, but when you look at the rest of it, it's they're fine, but they're not really anything that flavourful. And you'd want something really with a very distinct play style and a very distinct, like, yeah, approach. But who knows? We shall see. Trust in the process. It wasn't that they were all over the place, Kaz. They were just not one thing or the other. It was. It's like with so when you had the French, if you ran French, what you ended up with was a lot of pretty rubbish dudes who were really good at haha, and the haha invariably ended up with somebody exploding. Probably them, but also possibly somebody else from the other side as well. And that was great. That was brilliant. It was just, you just kind of had this very spammy list of guys who weren't really very good, but there was enough of them that they got lucky often enough that you could win with that. They weren't brilliant. They had some, Moblots and Luke Guru were okay. But like Metros and stuff like that, they just weren't brilliant. And that was kind of their flavour. It's a bit rubbish, but it works, basically. That's what the French did, which was great. And this was the days before TAC. But even if you look at TAC now, a lot of TAC's thing is camo spam. It's just, you see this? This is camo. We have all of it. Which again, it's a flavour, it's a play style, it's unique, it's great. Whereas, I don't know, with the US Ariadne, I was always left with a distinct feeling that they're not one thing nor the other, but they don't, they're always just a bit meh. It was such a shame. They deserved better than that, in my considered opinion. So I remain hopeful that what we will get is something better with this new version, this new iteration, and it will be glorious. And finally, you lot can shut up and be happy. You can just be like, yeah, we've got it, yay. And you just get lots of America F yeah memes around the place, and get somebody, I think somebody did it before, but we could get more Team America style painted US Ariadne, because that was funny. Genuinely, that was amusing the first time round. I don't see why it wouldn't be amusing the fifth. So, yeah, I hope we get some of that, and just get some damn flavour into it. Just make it a little bit exciting. I was talking to somebody about this over the weekend, because just over a week ago I went to a tournament, and that was a bit rubbish. This was for Infinity, and it was a bit rubbish. It just wasn't, my head wasn't in the right place, my dice weren't not behaving themselves, etc, etc. There are 101 reasons for it, but it also boiled down to, I realised that I'm feeling like the Infinity stuff that's coming out at the moment just doesn't feel inspiring to me, and I really want to see them inspire. I really want to see what we had before, where the arrival of new products from Corvus Belli was a moment. It was oh, hang on, incoming. That's what I want to see back, and we haven't had that for a while, for me, personally. Even the launch of N5, Kestrel was fine, and Shinden, I got a lot of love for Shinden, but yeah, they were fine. They were just fine. And I'm used to Infinity being, whoa, brace yourself, lads. Hey, it's not been. So I'm hoping that they'll get that right. I'm hoping that Mazebreaker will be the turning point. We shall see. Yeah, who knows? Who frickin' knows? We shall see. But Blackjack would look legit in full I'm Patriot mode. Yes, it would. Yes, it would. That would look very, very cool indeed. I'd buy that, especially if they sorted the poses out, because the poses for that were a bit uninspired, to be fair, and that is an older set. I've been burned out on Warhammer for a while, having dedicated quite a big chunk of my life to it. It can be dispiriting, but it helped me look at miniature projects that were more me. Yeah, absolutely. I get that. I'm not going anywhere with Infinity. The love, it's ruined me for other systems. I'm not going anywhere with it. I'm not leaving or any rubbish like that. But I don't know. I just there've been a few clangers over the last few years, and it's been a bit of a, for me, the most they've managed has been like, oh, that's all right. And that's not what I'm used to, and that's not what I want from this system. So I'm hoping these new ones this year are going to be more like, hot damn, must own. It's that's what I'm hoping for. We shall see what happens, but that's what I'm hoping for. And they've done it before. They can do it again. I have every confidence in them. So we shall see what happens, you know. You never know. Always the optimist on that front. Get their shit together. Pardon my language. But I mean, this is the most fun I've had painting a Infinity miniature in ages, and it's N2. Anyway. Still love them. Still love these old miniatures. They're a little bit fiddly. They're a little bit of a pain in the butt, but I love them. And not just for the history of them. I have so much history with regulars. I've done so much violence with these. They have won me games more times than is reasonable, and more times than they deserve to have. But that's just what regulars do. A regular's business is the business of war and violence, and my goodness, they're good at it. No, it's just, I think I do something really simple with these gloves, because the gloves are really naff. The hands on these are really naff. They have lots of flash on them when you get them, and even when you clean them up, you've got very thin fingers. It's not the best thing to paint, to be honest with these. We can do something really simple with these. I'm not going to make them leather or something else. Would you think it would be a better strategy to make models to fill out the ranges for loadouts, or keep making new things? I think it would be good if CB made the loadouts that made the most sense, rather than the random stuff that they send out so frequently. That I would be down for. It's like we got the new Riot Girls recently, and it's great. You know, third iteration of the Riot Girls, because we needed more Riot Girls. Anyway, third iteration of the Riot Girls. We haven't had. This will be the second iteration in a row where we won't have a Spitfire Riot Girl, which is arguably one of the most useful profiles that they do. We've got pretty much every other profile that's ready to roll. They're in the box. They're good. They're there. But the Spitfire, again, nowhere to be seen. It would be lovely if they went back to the days where they made the useful stuff first, and then you can proxy the useful stuff as the other stuff if you want to. You know, these guys, when these guys came out, you had 2 combi rifles, which was kind of okay. You needed more, there was no two ways about that, but you had 2 of these. You had a sniper, you had a Spitfire. Those were the profiles that you needed. When you look at the Bag Marie, they came out with a shotgun, they came out with a hacker, they came out with a combi rifle and an HMG. That's everything that you need. That's everything that you need. And these days, there's kind of, they'll come out with something, you're like, yeah, but what about the useful one? Tanuki is a good example in Shinden. We have the HMG, and we have, I can't remember what the other one is, a boarding shotgun. You have those two versions of the Tanuki. The only Tanukis that I've run have been a hacker with a submachine gun, because it's freaking useful and comes with a disco baller. Don't have that miniature. Don't have that one. Didn't need it. So would I like them to fill out all the other loadouts, Kaz? Yeah, I would, but I don't. I think what I would like them to do, if I had a wish list, if I had like 5 minutes with the development team at Corvus Belli and they had to do what I told them, then that would be, can we have our flavour back, please? Can we stop pulling to the middle? A lot of things at the moment do feel like they're being pulled to the centre, which is just not, that's not where we started. We started with very distinct factions with very distinct flavours to them, and that's what I fell in love with. And did that necessarily mean that everything was balanced? Yeah, not bad actually. We were kind of fine, but back in the day. But I just feel like you know, military orders the other month got loads of hacking buffs. That was the whole thing that you did to them. You hacked them because you couldn't close combat them, and you sure as hell couldn't shoot them. So you just hacked them. You can't do that anymore. They've got pretty good hackers in there now. Well, where's the flavour? You know? Don't get that. Do not get it. Rah. Anywho. Would you say Infinity Design is suffering from the same issue as the 11th edition? Pretty models were flat. I don't know whether flat's the right term. I don't know. Maybe they're a little bit away from their roots on that front. It's maybe a little bit generic. Maybe you're onto something with that, but I don't necessarily have that issue. I think some of the stuff they're bringing out is quite nice. A lot of the stuff they're bringing out is very nice. But then sometimes I look at things and I'm like, if I didn't know that was Infinity, I wouldn't know that was Infinity. And there was a point ages ago where it was very easy to know if it was Infinity because of the style and aesthetics. So maybe you're onto something. Hey, 3 Minute Shed. Hey, Neil. How are you, buddy? Good to see you. We definitely need a blackjack with missile pods that are shoulder-mounted or Gatling combi rifles. Mike, yes, we do. I am here for all of that. That would be brilliant. I had the discussion with my local people. Military Order is one of the best factions in Infinity now, and Ariadne is high-tech with BTS. It's pulling everything to the middle, and I don't get it. We are sacrificing flavour for win-loss rate. And I don't care about win-loss rate. I don't. I know they do, and I know why they do. I don't. So they're onto a loser with me with that straight away. It's just, no, don't do that. Give me something that has... I don't need to win every time. I don't need to be... God, Meravision in 2nd edition, you were not in a fair fight ever. You had, like, all the orders in the known universe, and if anyone looked at you funny, your guys fell over. That was the whole shtick. That's what we did. That's what Meravision was. And I still won plenty, because, you know, on paper, yeah, they're not balanced, but if you're a relatively skilled, like, player, you can just turn the violence that they're capable of doing, the sneakiness that they're doing, into an absolute murder ball, and just do that, and that worked, and it was great. But they're kind of, yeah, I feel like they're just pulling to the middle at the moment. It's just, yeah, bleh. We shall see. We shall see. I just want to see some more flavour. That's it. That's all I want. Don't care what it is, as long as it's good. Engagement with the faction and the fluff is what makes for a good game, not here's a bunch of middle ground factions. Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. It's like the thing that concerns... So, we're having this conversation. You guys asked, so I'm telling you. We had the previews of Mazebreaker. There it is. It's one of those names that doesn't work for me. Anyway, Mazebreaker, and one of them is what is clearly a heavy infantry for Corregidor. No, don't what? No, Corregidor is a medium and light infantry faction with a focus on airborne deployed troopers. That's it. That's the whole shtick. And we're about to get what, the 3rd or 4th heavy infantry for them. Now, I will be honest, I do not leave home without an Evader, the heavy infantry Evader that came out with Crimson Stone, because it is so freaking good and so useful. But it's a heavy infantry, and that's not what this faction is. And it looks like we're about to get another heavy infantry. Well, why? That's not what this faction is. I don't get it. Mazebreaker or I have... There are worse ones, I can assure you. They involve bad language, Neil. Yeah. The stuff for Blackwind, when that came out, wrote itself. All right? It wrote itself. We didn't have to do anything with that. Blackwind, the comedy is apparent, and you can leave it to everyone else to come up with the jokes. But Mazebreaker just, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. It's better than Blackwind. Idea: Black Lab, sectorial, or of Crazers and Mutants. Yeah, oh god. Yeah. What I'd like to see. So this narrative campaign that I shut down. The idea behind it, or the story that was going to unfold, basically. So essentially, what this started out as was strike teams were on Shinju in an area close to an area that we're calling the Redlands, and the facilities around Redlands were research and technology facilities. Go with me here. It's a little bit of brief story time. Anyway, so you had the two strike teams, and for the first round, 50% were offensive and 50% were defensive. And it was allocated based on narrative stuff. So, yeah. Anywho, so the missions in the first round resulted in either the attacker stealing a whole bunch of data and kidnapping some scientists, or not, basically. And throughout this campaign, what would have been discovered was that although these different facilities were for different corporations in the human sphere, they were all actually under the shadow control of something called the Harwood Corporation. And the Harwood Corporation, think Mass Effect Cerberus, but nastier in many ways. And they would be basically taking the technology from the xenotechnology from the surface of Shinju for themselves to research, develop, build new weapons and equipment, and then move it off planet for reasons unknown in this particular story as it played out. I would like to see that kind of subversive human sphere. You know, this is a world of big corporates and all the rest of it. This is supposed to be a game of corporate espionage. I'd like to see a new player come into the human sphere who is nefarious and a disruptive element, and there to destabilize the sort of a counterpoint to Next Wave, to destabilize that human sphere combined army alliance and break that down for the purposes of, if everyone's at war, they can operate more freely, and all that kind of stuff. That's the kind of thing that I'd like to see. And using them as kind of, alternate tech, so they are stealing alien technology and redeveloping it themselves. Because like I wanted to do, as the players went on, one of the things they would get was a hyper rapid magnetic cannon, but in combi rifle scale, and it would have the ability. There's a whole lot of stuff behind this, but it would have the ability to shoot through walls. Very limited range, very limited capability, but you could pop something through a wall, basically. And just bring that kind of different feel, some different aspects to the game, some Third? Larkbeard? Third? What have I missed? Alright, back to work. Sorry, Gene, am I having a medium-sized breakdown at you? Sorry, buddy. But yeah, so I just like to see something like that. Just some innovation, some interesting stuff. That's what I like. I'm going to stop monologuing. Oh, I'm not going to stop monologuing because you guys aren't talking, but you know what I mean. You're typing. You too, Gene. You take it easy, man. I will see you soon. Take care, buddy. Thank you for popping in. It's always good to see you. Always a pleasure, bud. Think about where your camera is, honestly. Terrible. Cannot get the streamers these days. Ugh, streamer. Ugh. You know what else comes out in streams? Anyway, So yeah, what would you guys like to see? Oh yeah, third Corregidor HR. Yes, because we have the Mobile Brigada and the Evader, and then I thought the what'd she call it? No, she's medium infantry. She's just pointed like a heavy infantry, isn't she? Let me just check. Oh, phone. There we go. Who am I thinking of? I can see her, but I can't think of the name. Nope. That's not one of those. Not one of those. I am thinking of Sombras that are medium infantry, but they're pointed like heavy infantry. Yeah, 36, 38, 40 points. Jeez. I mean, I like the Sombra, but it's not all that. I'm sorry. Two stream, just about 20 or 30 minutes. Alright, good to know. Denied. Yeah, she's shaping up okay. She's shaping up all right. I think she looks okay. 0.6 down. So many to go. What do you think, Larkbeard? Are you with me on the losing of flavour, or do you think that it's going okay? Guys in general, what do we think? Aleph implements a plan to grind corn into flour to feed the whole human sphere, introducing Operation Maze Breaker. Damn. That's... I mean, you went there, and I applaud you for having the bravery to put it out in the group, to just take that out and put it out into the whole community there, Nuclear Kid. You did it. It's a choice you made. We're all very, I was going to say proud, but that might be stretching it. We're all very accepting of your sanity, lack thereof. I would kill for Rem focused army or even Reb only army. Well, you could technically you can do that with our good friends in OSS. If you count a Marut as your lieutenant, Dakinis, you know, got a lot of ability to do Rem mischief there. It's achievable. Corregidor has many facets. Lately, I'm exploring the prison part. A lot of versatility. There is a lot of versatility in the prison side of things. I like Lobos. I hate the blooming miniature with his arms, his riot stopper over is sticking out, because that breaks every 15 minutes. But it is interesting. They're an interesting faction. They're one of the ones that I adore. Really, really do adore my corgis. A very cool faction. You're welcome. Good. Thanks, Nudie. Owning the hell out of that. Just a little bit of self-pride there. Yep, I did the thing. I said the words. Not Hollowmen. No humanoids. Mostly spider robots and cute moonrakers. Yeah, I'd probably buy the hell out of that, to be honest with you. Just for the aesthetic goodness. Absolutely. I don't want to go back to the previous... If it was Aleph, I'd want to go back to the previous edition remotes, though, because they were more gribbly. A Jaguar with a Panzerfaust can wreak havoc as a cheap ARO with that. Yes, it can. A Jaguar fire team is hilarious because they cost nothing and then they go boom. Imagine an army of cyberbugs, think Fuzzbot and Storm. Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. It would be interesting. It would very much be interesting. And an interesting aesthetic and cool to paint and very eye-catchy on the table as well. There's a lot of things to recommend that as a concept, I have to say. Rem only faction would be funky. Only Rem, no, that's something else. But instead we're going to get Corregidor and OSS. See what I mean? When I'm playing, you've got me talking about it, Larkbeard. Karakuri army, the Karakuris remain one of my favourite units in the game. I think they're just so much fun. and I think they're bonkers, and I think they do so much work, and they're just one of those units that is, it's like you want a toolbox list. Well, how about a toolbox unit? It has pretty much an answer for everything, and yeah, so much fun. They don't explode anymore, do they? Which is a shame. They were even more fun when they exploded. But you can't have everything, not anymore. Apparently. Really enjoyed the Caledonian video. Now I go, Tom Jokes is next day. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed the video. I'm glad you enjoyed the video, Mike. It was fun. I made a couple of errors in there, which was really embarrassing. But yeah, they're a fun army. They are a fun army. I know what army I want. Spartans, Leonidas. I know you will hold on to that dream forever. You are obsessed, man, and I appreciate it. I'm here for it, very much so. Actually, Kaz, I need your advice on what to get for Legion. Need to tap you on that one. So I'm not quite arrogant enough to think that I know enough about the system to know what to buy, but I'm going to start with the starter box and go from there, of course. But what to add? Because I was looking at marksmen, but they look a bit rubbish. So probably going to go for ARF and stuff like that, but we shall see. I shall tap you up. I shall go after your wisdom. Dun, dun, dun. God help me. Very exciting. Except Civivac. Yeah, that's true, Larbeard. They cannot Civivac. But then, you know, Karakiri do solve a lot of problems with apply template, apply bullet, apply Panzerfaust. So you could sort of apply that. You can Cassivac in bits. Just post them out of the combat zone. And when I think about it, I won't be here next Monday. I said we're off to the UK, off to the motherland for a little bit, so I won't be around for a week. You'll have to survive without me and just miss me. I'll get Euroblob to stream instead, and you can go and watch him. Or Multiverse Minis, go him. That'd be cool. And just stop it. I'm not playing Oban. I'm playing Tunguska on Saturday. Why did you have to mention Karakuri? Because Karakuri! Have you Karakuri'd? The answer is yes. The answer is always yes. What was the question? That I've got in so much trouble in my life by the answer always being yes. Many moons ago, I owned an IT and tech company, and my business partner I used to drive her nuts. What have you agreed to? We're going to do this. We've never done that. It'll be fine. And it always was. But sometimes there was a little bit of stress involved. Well, I figured out what was involved with what we were actually doing. How does this work? It'll be fine. And it was. I was never wrong. It was always fine. It's just my nature. Yes is the answer. What was the question? Not necessarily the brightest choice sometimes, but you know. Thanks, Kaz, I will do. I will do. You know, in desperate times when you come to me, you're not as dumb as you seem. No. No, I know you know your stuff about the system, so absolutely going to ask the question. You don't hang around with geniuses and Kaz, and then when you need some advice, go somewhere else. That would be stupid. You go to the people that know their stuff and go, oi, how does this work? What bits do I apply? What do I poke? Switches do I pull? But you have to give me the right answers, which is you have to say that I should buy the stuff that I like. I'm not going to tell you what it is, I'm just going to ask you advice, and if you're wrong, then I'll ignore you forever. It's a really simple system. I'm going to get some skin on this young lady. You asked what you should get. Yes, absolutely. Okay, fair one. That is the way forward. What should I get? Yes. All of the things. No, but I can't spend all of the money. I have to be a little bit sensible. I have something called a budget. Because originally, AMG were going to send me a whole load of it, which they said they would. And they got a bit squeamish. I think, because they witnessed the greatness. And then they've stopped replying to emails, so I've taken the hint. I'll do it myself. I still like the system, even if they're not going to support me. It's fine, I don't care. They were having some type of emotional breakdown about getting stuff to the Europe. And I was like, well, I think you have people who sell it over here based on the fact that it is over here, so I think you'll probably be fine. But, yeah. Who knows? Who freaking knows? It's a bit strong. I'm just going to blend this skin down a little bit a second. It's a little bit too strong for my liking. And the in-between sections here. Whenever I do skin sections like this, I'm like, yeah, you should totally do like a sleeve of tattoos. And I'm like, who are you talking to? You've never in your life drawn a tattoo on anything. I don't know where that idea comes from, but it's always there. It's like, oh yeah, can you imagine like a nice tribal tattoo down the arm? Yes, I can. No, I'm not doing it. Shut up. Appreciate your optimism. Back to reality. Did I just say the B word? Which B word did I just say on stream? I'm not entirely sure. Hey Dorina, I never got a notification I was on. Well, that's disappointing. What that tells me is you need to follow in more places. Budget. I did. Well, you've got to sometimes. Especially with the blooming month I'm in. Well, I was about to say month. That's not true. The last 10 days, I don't know if you've ever had it, where like you just have these moments where, yeah, everything just has a bit of a funny 15 minutes. In the last 10 days, I've had to replace my phone. I've had to replace my central heating system because that just went no, which you can't have no central heating with two kids. It's not, I couldn't have it just myself, but definitely not with two kids. That died. We've got a problem with one of our bikes. I live in the Netherlands, so you need bikes for everything. And one of our bikes is having a major issue at the moment, so that needs sorting. That's expensive. What else has died? Oh yeah, my monitor. I need a new monitor. I've got a nice line of white all across it. There was like a dozen things, literally 12 things that all in a very short period of time died. That all need replacing. So, you know, yay! Just one of those periods where you're like, this is exciting. Thank you for that, life. Appreciate you. So much as I would love to spend all of the money on Legion, I literally have got, I think in total I've got about 5,000 euros worth of stuff that I either have bought or have got to buy. And then we go on holiday next week. So magical. But it'll be fine. It will be fine. So any donations to the Hydra Not Drowning in Debt Fund, greatly appreciated. Because it's a bit rubbish. But hey, we persist. It's one of those periods. It's always all at once, isn't it? Our TV's dying as well, which is just... built-in obsolescence is a thing, and it infuriates me. It's starting to slow down by design. And you know it's by design because it happens with updates. You're like, oh, for God's sake. So, stopped it updating, but even so. Oh, Mike, don't tempt me. I need to go and do that. I need to play some Ark Raiders. I do love that. If you want to do, go for it. Hands the money over to the person. Yeah. Yeah. The tattoo idea is lovely. I just like the idea of like the drama and the interest of a tattoo down these miniatures because I think they're so characterful. Did you annoy the black cats? So Caledonian Winter. I wasn't buying the Caledonian Winter set anyway. I don't. What I'm waiting for is the French set. So this year. I'll piss. Kaz, it was a joke. Thank you. That's incredibly kind. That's incredibly kind. That was not my point. My point was, I'd love to spend more money. Thank you. That's very kind. You absolute nut job. Thank you. Yeah. I asked a friend if he wanted to get into Eldor. He wasn't keen and instead tried to get me into Horus Heresy. I was like, those are not equal. One's 50 quid, the other's 500. Exactly, Delanair. You're exactly right. It's a different beast entirely. Besides which, from what I'm hearing, that Horus Heresy is in a bit of a pickle at the moment, but that's GW at the moment, isn't it? But no, Mike, the answer to your question. I'm waiting for the French. When the French drop, I'm going to get into those. We've got US Ariadne coming this year. With the arrival of Mazebreaker, I'm going to be topping up my Corregidor. So I've already got a Corregidor force, so we'll just see what else comes off the back of that and spin that into my existing force. And then there'll be the LF. So we'll see what happens with that, because technically I should get rid of that, but also LF. You know, is it a reason to buy another Marut? It might just be. It might just be. We shall see what happens. So, yeah. Darina just got the essentials put together and starting to prime. Nice. They go together okay? Did you find them all right? Because those are some of the older style miniatures, which, yeah, they hold up well. They do hold up well in my opinion, but what's your view? How's your experience? We're going to see more videos from you as well on that, I assume. I hope so anyway. I enjoyed your video. I gave it a like. I think I gave you a subscribe as well. There you go. Not everybody can say that. The Dice Gods doesn't follow many people. I don't think I follow many people. I probably do now that I've said that, but I don't think I do. It tends to mostly be people whose stuff I rate. So, you know, you've done it right. If you think my opinion's worth anything. The guy who was an ankle. New faction update. New tags maybe. What for? For Corregidor down there and for OSS? I don't know. We'll see. I'm not going to hold my breath either way. I don't think Corregidor needs. If they redo like the geckos and stuff, I don't know. Those are classic miniatures. If you redo that, we might have a problem, especially if they're not gorgeously stunning. We shall see. OSS, yeah. Do they need more than a Marut? Because you've got the Azura in there as well, which is a micro tag. Let's be honest, she's a tag in everything but name and size. So I don't think you really need more OSS tags. Doesn't mean to say they won't bring one. Just don't think we need it. Oh, nice. French coming out. Yes, they are. They're re-releasing everything that is currently out of range, which is what the Caledonians are doing back. So it's a one-off. Last time, you get them now or you never get them type move. So, yeah. That's not anything tight. Progress on Discord. Looking forward to seeing that, buddy. Lots of metal in that box, yes. To be fair, the Marut is pretty. The Marut is always pretty. She's gorgeous, she's stunning, and everyone that said contrary in Discord is a soulless heathen. Who's every time that their dice fail over the coming months, I want them to know that it was because they were mean about the Marut, and the Dice Gods have cursed them for their insubordination and their poor taste. Yep, I went there. Curses were handed out. Mean to my Marut, honestly. We're cool to have 4 Gecko sculpts for the 4 AVA. I own 3 already, so I'm kind of happy. I already own 3 Geckos. It's a problem. It's so much fun. A Harris of Tags is so much fun. Never gets old. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the French. That's going to be a lot of fun when they come back. It's going to be nice. The only problem is you're going to need multiple of each box, which is going to suck. But you know, If you're going to make poor life choices, you've got to live with the consequences, and that's going to be one of them. Because, like, if they're doing what they've done with the Caledonian, is you've got one of each sculpt, which is fine. But especially with like the French metros and stuff, you need more than one of each sculpt. You know, I think there were 3 rifles for Merivision, I think. And you need more than that because the damn things are so cheap. But, you know, who knows? We'll see what happens, I guess. Maybe they do something a little bit different. I don't know. We shall find out. It'll be an adventure. Although I just ordered the units you recommended in the voice note off the Discord expanding. Cool. Good stuff. Yeah, there's some very... Yeah, so you got posthumans and stuff, wasn't it? From memory. Posthumans. They're lovely miniatures and really, really cool in game as well. Slightly unusual mechanic, but you get used to that very quickly. It's not complicated. Just feels a little odd to start off with. Where is my brain? Is it in this guy or this guy? So you'll get there. And it will be fun when you do. But having said that, I think I'm going to call it a night because tomorrow's a busy day and I'm hoping to get some writing done, which would be very exciting if I do. Hoping that I can get to that because it's overdue and I need to flex my muscles a little bit on that. We shall see. We shall see what happens. I've got to figure out what I'm doing with this giveaway. I've got 3 giveaways to do. And I was going to do them before I went away on holiday, but I think I'm going to do them after I get back because I just haven't had time to figure it out. I finished the black air with the sniper rifle. Nice. Sandtrap is... Those miniatures are nice. They are purdy. Purdy indeed. I think she's done okay tonight. Hang on, where's my screen? I think she's done okay. Come on. Damn you. Now, that left leg is all but done. I think maybe it's done. A couple of little notes around the back there. Right leg's taking shape. Skin on the arms is okay. The chest is finished off, so it doesn't look like an old man screaming anymore. Don't ask. Hats are done. Yeah, look at that. Left arm's basically done. I think we did okay. I think we did alright, chaps and chapettes. Just got the rest of this her right leg, sorry, backpack, right arm. A couple of bits of details on that face to do. I hate faces. I do hate faces, so. But she's getting there. I think she looks alright. What do you think? I don't think she'd be an insult to put on the table, would you? Oh my goodness. Thank you very much. Thanks, Delnir. Thanks, Larp. Appreciate that. Have a chill night and a productive writing session. And in conclusion, where's the goddamn carnate brum? Goodness sake. Right. On that note, Nuclear Kid, always a pleasure, my friend. Always a pleasure. Thank you all so much for hanging out. I've really enjoyed it. It's been great to see you all. As I say, I'll see you in 2 weeks. The Grid Attack Bot is such a great miniature. It is, Mike. You have a treat ahead of you for that one. I look forward to seeing your process or your progress on Discord. But if you are not a member already, do consider becoming one, especially on YouTube. You can then join the Discord and join in the insanity of that particular bunch of reprobates. And you also get access to more stuff, more videos, longer videos, stuff like that. And it helps me pay for my central heating, so that's nice. But if you can't do that, if you're not subscribed already, please do. Although my subscriber rate is very good. I noticed this the other day. It's quite scary. But please do consider doing that. And there's going to be 2 videos out this week and another 2 next week. And it's all very exciting. But yeah, take care of yourself. Be awesome. Don't work too hard. You know you are. Stop it. Do more hobby. You owe it to yourself. But thank you all for joining me. I will see you all again soon. Take care and goodbye.